And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that lovely brutal OST as we have returned. We've returned with the lower semifinals of the WardiTV Monday number 55. It's been an intense tournament so far, and now we're reaching the kind of tail end of the broadcast. 3 series left. 3 series. 2 semis, and then the grand finals. Let's go. Let's go. Let's jump on in this morning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tokamak. We have the French Terran player. We have the red Terran, the best Terran player in the entire world. For Team Liquid, it is Clem. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss from South Korea. Representing T1, it is herO. Here we go. Oh, and I did not get the title ready. My apologies. I was what was I doing? Un momento. Semifinals. Team Liquid. There we go. Kenny for in the chat. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as Clem does rock up with the eBay block. The boys are being pulled and the eBay is going to be denied. So a nice little start here from Clem. Able to get a little bit of regression on the eBay. I'm sure he was hoping for a little bit more, and herO can now expand. So force the cancel, he will expand. If herO didn't check the low ground in time, then the progression on this eBay would have been enough to force herO to expand at the third base location instead, but he did scout fast enough to expand on location. That is natural. So herO does open up, Clem pulls back. And PvT, of course, there's a lot of eyes on this matchup right now. This matchup has been probably the most impacted by the most recent patch, just because of the changes to Storm, the changes to the Ghost, the changes to Colossus, the NG Overcharge, or I say there weren't any changes to the Colossus, just it's more accessible because of the added light tag to the Ghost, making Colossus even more stronger coming into the mid game and being more viable as an option. So we have been seeing a lot of Colossus play. And less Storm, actually. If you've been watching herO in PvT, he's been very fond of going for robo-based follow-ups into Colossus, into Disruptor, into sometimes just no Storm entirely. Not saying that he'll always do that, but saying that it's just a viable option nowadays, more so than previously. So we'll keep an eye on herO, as we're expecting a Twilight Council opener. On these larger maps, it is viable to open up Stargates, but specifically on larger maps like Maganatha or Tokamak, here it is going to be the Twilight Council into Blink. Let's go. So standard opener out of herO. Clem back at home, getting into his own factory. It was a eBay block into CC into a delayed factory instead, so more of an economic follow-up out of Clem. And herO is aware. Here he is aware. Does threaten the shade. And we're going 2-gate. Okay, 2-gate Blink. So we have seen a rise in popularity of 2-gate Blink into third bases. If you recall, this was all the craze at the start of the year, and then it fell off. Then it fell off because of the rise in popularity of 2-base all-ins, specifically from the side of Terran players. There were so many 2-base all-ins happening, so this build did die off, but now in the recent patch, we have seen this rise in popularity once again. So 2-gate Blink into a third base has been seen more and more often, especially on these larger maps like Tokamak, like Maganatha as well. So we'll see if Clem can punish. We'll see if he can punish. As he does open up with his Widowmine drop, following up with a 3-max follow-up here. So we have a 3-1-1 setup. And he's opting not to go Banshee. Taking it to Raven. Clem does go for the drop. herO, he pulls away. Medevac goes down. Nice pickoff. Very nice knife. And he will clean up. He will clean up. Cleans up with Widowmines. Cleans up the Medevac as well. A better defense here for herO. As Clem did not get away with the Medevac. And herO shuts him down. With that hero, he will gain map control. And we'll see how he leverages that. So hero's pushing out. Behind this, going for a gateway follow-up, going to charge. So standard follow-up. Now what we're waiting for is the Robo or the Temple Archives. Do we go into Storm or do we go into Colossus as we just blink into the main? Going for Stim. Yeah, Stim is going to be denied. Very nice pickup. Stim goes down and hero blinks away. And he blinks away, picking up even more Marines, and hero, he should not lose a single Stalker, and he doesn't. Yeah, not a single Stalker goes down. Look at the efficiency here, getting 3 Marines, getting Stim, getting the Tech Lab, and this will delay and kind of move up from Clem. So Clem is delayed. As the Raven is spotted. Hero, he reacts in time. Raven is getting very low. Can he get it? Up, up. Yeah, Blink is available. Yes, Blink, he gets one more shut off. Ah, not even. Yeah, Raven gets away. Raven barely gets away. But Clem, he's stuck at home and he's going into the 3rd CC. So he's building up into a 3rd base. He's building up into the mid game. I would say that hero is in a better position. Ooh, but hero, he will miss the move out. Okay. Double drop across the map. Takes down the bunker, not bad. Hallucination Scout goes in, but again does miss the drop. Does he notice that supply is missing? Does he notice something? Yeah, he does. He does notice. He's like, hold up, why is the army so small? Where are the medevacs? Warps in time. Very nice force field, nice reaction, and hero he defends. He's keeping up with Clem, he's shutting him down. Behind this, going for the Bay, going for Colossus. If you recall, at the start of this game, we did mention how we have been seeing hero enjoy... Oh, no, the Raven! Yeah, Raven gets thrown away. Bit of an F2. Bit of a null army there from Clem. But we spoke about how hero has been very fond of not going Storm in this matchup, but going Colossus. Now, the reason why Colossus is more viable is because the Ghost is weaker, the Ghost is more vulnerable, the Ghost now has a light tag, so the Ghost takes bonus damage from the Colossus. Does take bonus damage. Hero pokes in, chipping away at the Marines. It's also more impactful just because the meta in TvP for a long time was to rush Ghost. But now that's less viable, and we can see Clem already beginning Viking production. Oh. Nice, a very nice control at a hero. Baits out the mine shots. Oh no, miss rally. Yeah, rallies the Vikings in. And the Vikings get very low, they do barely get away. And once again, nice force field out of hero. Taking the better fights, taking advantage of that concave. Bleeds out 1 Stalker, bleeds out 2. And 2 Stalkers go down. 3. Oh, he's sticking around too long. Yeah, hero, he cannot take this fight, he will lose everything. Yeah, the Immortals go down, hero, he overextends. Big overextension out of hero. And Clem, he can just keep pushing. He can just noble out control from here. 1 bad fight is all it takes. And Clem will punish. Colossus are on the way there. Colossus are amassing. But after a strong start from hero, he does lose a lot of momentum here. He bled out 9 Stalkers in total and 2 Immortals. Oof. Yeah, 2 Immortals went down, the 9 Stalkers. Hero, he got too excited. Takes some ice shots to the face. And Hero's getting desperate. Yeah, Hero, he's desperate. What I mean by that, you can see that Hero, he's trying to do as much damage as possible. Zealots are getting into the mineral line, Stalker's poking in, but he's bleeding out a lot of supply in the process. Does get into the natural though, okay. In that desperation, gets 7 SCVs. Zealots, they do hit the 3rd, but last Clem is in position. And the downside of what Hero is doing is he's losing supply, losing army that he can't replace. Takes too long to replace, bleeding out Stalkers, expensive losses for Hero. And Hero, he is building up his Colossi, but he has no support. He needs that gateway army. He charged lots of Archons, Stalkers. So I'll say run into Clem once again. And herO knows, like he knows that he has to get some damage done. With Zealot run bys, with the Blink Stalkers, he has to be active. Whatever he can get. Bait out of Sim. Into Colossus, okay. Shaves off 3 Marines. Gets 1, gets 2 Vikings. 5 left. Again, very tense here for herO. As he cannot slip up. Not anymore. Now, because he's desperate, what do you say? When behind, Dark Shrine. Going into mass DT. Once again, like herO, he's desperate for damage. He has to do something, and going into mass DT like this, it can pop up. It can work. It's a pretty big gamble. It's a big gamble. It's a big investment. Oh. Ideally, you want to wait for a distraction. Okay, you're just pushing. herO's moving in. Distraction the army. DT's ahead for the base. There is no turret. He gets 1. He gets 2. He gets a CC. Yeah, Planetary goes down. No reaction. No repair whatsoever. Clem was distracted, and herO has to get out of here. He has to get the hell away. Ta-da! Yeah, he'll bleed out some DTs. Does blink back. Main army pushes in, and there's only half the army for Clem. Yeah, Clem, he cannot take this fight. He has to kite out. Vikings, they get 1 Colossus. They're gonna get 2. Oh, just the 1. 1 Colossus goes down. Clem is racing back over, but he's caught off guard. He's caught out of position. GG gets called, and herO, he pulls Clem apart, and herO takes game number 1. Whew, GG. GG, well played. A very impressive comeback there out of herO. herO, he was down and out. He was up against the wall. He was desperate, and he was able to pop off with those Dark Templar. He sniped the expansion, he distracted Clem, and he forced Clem to pull a massive chunk of his army away from the main fight. So as Clem was distracted, as he pulled away his army, herO, he went for the kill, went for the throat. He took a much better fight, fighting a portion of Clem's army at a time. Did fight a portion at a time. With that, he forced Clem out of position. GG. GG, well played. Whew. Hey, hey, hey. Very intense, Pappy. Very intense. And with that, we're getting into our next game. Let's go. We're getting into game number 2. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ley Lines, we have the French Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Team Liquid. Down in the series, we'll see if we can bounce back. It is Clem. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Protoss player from South Korea representing T1. It is herO. Whew. And again, a very intense, very impressive game there out of herO. Since that he was literally up 20 supply a minute ago. He was. If you're referring to Clem, like Clem, he was ahead. Like that's. If I didn't make that clear, I do apologize. But like Clem was ahead. He was ahead. He was in a better position. He was in a much stronger state, which is why like herO had to get some damage done. He did take a big risk, took a chance with the DTs. He was able to snipe the expansion. He was able to pull apart the attention of Clem, able to force apart that army, force apart that supply, and made sure that he was able to fight Clem on his terms instead. On herO's terms, I mean. herO, he made the best out of a bad situation. And here we go. Here we go. As Clem, he's had enough. No. The smudge is real. Proxy 2 racks out of Clem. Does go for the proxy. Does set up outside of the main. It was frustrating. Yeah, he definitely needs to attack. Oh, for sure. Like, yeah. If you're referring to Clem's side, like Clem, like there was a window where he could be more aggressive, where he could move out for sure. There was a window there. where you could argue he should have been more assertive than he was. And we're going for proxy marauder. So double tech lab, proxy marauder. herO, he does move out for his scouts, and he's checking the proxy locations. He will check the center expansion. He will check the southern third base as well, the linear third, and he will eventually head on over towards the triangular third as well. But this is going to be a late scout out of herO. Again, he's checking everywhere down here. Unfortunately, checking the wrong side of the map. Checking the wrong side. So hero's in the dark. He has no idea. The marauders are amassing. Again, those I am Katowice Cure versus herO flashbacks. I'm going in the quarterfinals. Ah, no. 2024. As herO, he scouts and now he sees no racks. Now he knows. Okay, he sees no racks back at home. herO, he's now aware that something is wrong. A shield battery on the low ground. Ooh, I'll be honest, I don't think you can defend the low ground here. Marauders are revealed. And the shield batteries are going to be focused down. He will lose both. They're at least buying some time. There's a cancellation. Here we go. We have a wall of shield batteries in the main. Sentries on the way. He's going force field. Oh, locks him in. But who's locked in with who? Gets one of the stalkers. He kites back. Sentry goes down. There's one stalker left. The boys, oh my god, the boys are going to surround the probes. Yeah, the boys are pulled, surrounds the immortal. And here he does hold on to the main. Holds onto the main base. Here he will lose 5 probes. That's fine. Like, he can afford to lose them. You can throw away the boys. Warp gate is finishing up. He only has 1 gateway, which is my concern. Just 1 gateway back at home. So limited warp ins. And we'll see if herO can save the natural. As the natural's getting low. Yeah, no, sure. Yeah, no, he can't. He cannot save the base. The base is going to go down, and Clem is transitioning. Clem is working on the factory. He's floating back home. Kills the natural, and Clem, he does not have to push up into the main. Doesn't have to. Just chill, just calm down. And expand. There is command centers on the way. Clem is expanding. And the goal for Clem should just be contain herO for as long as possible. Is to contain him. And again, it was just a really unfortunate scout for herO. Like Skira, he was being very persistent with his scouting. He checked the third, he checked the fourth, he was looking. He was looking. As Clem, he doesn't have to take this fight. Gets 1 stalker. Clem, he will lose these marauders. This should not have happened. As Clem, he'll lose almost every single marauder here. Ay, ay, ay. Clem getting a little bit too greedy. You can see here, that was 5 marauders for 1 stalker. Ay, ay, ay. So again, Clem getting a little bit too excited. There was no reason to try to force the issue. Which means suddenly, herO has the larger army. Like herO, he has the supply lead. And here he's moving out. Back at home, we have a Cyclone. Tank is on the way. Banshee's on the way as well. But it's just 1 Marauder and 1 Cyclone to defend. Which means Clem, he should have had map control to expand. Now he doesn't. Oh. Lock on is broken. herO's moving in. And just like with Clem, herO, he shouldn't push up the ramp. herO, he should, oh, actually, with hallucinations, he can. Yeah, true. He can bait the shots. He can bait them. Cyclone barely gets away. Tank has arrived, and Clem holds. Okay, Clem, he holds on. He had to pull the boys, though. That's a lot of smite time. Clem, he kills 1 stalker. And all that herO has to do is just contain. Just contain and keep Clem on 1 base for as long as possible. I mean, that's what Clem had to do across the map. Just contain the opponents. Take your expansion. Take an economic lead. Oh. Tank shot goes off. Late reaction out of herO. Ooh, loses a high NG sentry as well. And GG gets called. Clem, he breaks out. And Clem ties up the series 1-1. Ooh, we were going into DTs? GG. GG. Here he bled out a couple of too many units there. He was unable to stop the move out, and here he did not have faith that he could defend back at home. Depending on the warp ins, he might have been able to make a game out of that, but Hero taps out. Here he does tap out, and with that we're getting into the ace match. Getting into game 3. Here we go. And what were the vetoes? What happened? As we are loading into we're loading into Last Fantasy. Last Fantasy here is a 3-player spawn map, is the most vetoed map in the map pool. Let's go. We're loading in. We are getting into our next game and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Last Fantasy. We have the French Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. And spawning in the top side of Last Fantasy, we have as opponent, we have the blue Protoss player, the South Green Protoss representing T1. It is herO. We go. Let's welcome one and all to the ace match of the final game of the series. Again, we're loading into Last Fantasy. There's a little bit of RNG involved when it comes to the spawn locations. This time Clem does not proxy, does not cheese. Not on Last Fantasy. The rush distance by ground is a little bit shorter on this map. You can be more aggressive in a sense, you can be more assertive. There are definitely some defensive features on Last Fantasy, like the high ground, like the ramps. The cliff face is the point of elevation. We'll see how Clem does play this out. Here we go. So we are opening up. In the YouTube chat, Clem should improve his Zerg to play against Protoss in TvP. No, I don't know if that would improve Clem's chances against Protoss. I'll be honest, I don't know if that's. I don't think he'd enjoy ZVP in its current state, in its current form. So I don't know if it would improve his chances. I think that if it comes to like taking that seriously, Clem, I mean, he is working on his PvP, true, and he has played Protoss a little bit against Protoss. Like a realistic option in the future is Clem making a full switch to Protoss. At least in PvP and PvT. I don't think he'd switch to Protoss against Zerg. I mean, Clem has the best TVZ in the world, true, like it's I mean, he just beat Cyril, what was it, like 2 weeks ago in Masters of the Game in the offline event in France. And Clem is very happy with his TVZ. But he has been playing a little bit of Protoss every now and again against herO and against Max Packs. And against Classic as well, true. He has been dabbling in the Protoss with mixed results. For those of you that have seen it, like Clem, he has taken maps off of the 3 players that I just mentioned with Protoss, but not series. Like he has not taken a series with it. Just like maps here and there, which is still impressive for sure. Still impressive. Clem did go for a high ground CC. We'll expand. And Clem is going for an early tank. Okay, so early aggression here, going for the initial drop, going for the early marine drop into early tank push. So hyper aggression out of Clem. herO for the most part does scout, does confirm, and it's on herO to slow this down. Back at home, herO, he does not go 2-gate blink, he's going up to 3, so a very safe play out of herO. Catching out the medevac. Medevac takes a lot of hits but does survive. And Medivac making its way into the main. Stalker does attempt to intercept. There's the recall. Recalls to the natural, not the main base. And Clem is getting in. He's going for the mineral line. He wants probes. He gets one. He gets two. Two probes go down. Mine Shell does not get baited. Ooh, takes down a sentry. Nice pickup. And here he'll take a lot of losses. He'll take a lot of hits. 4 probes go down. And we're not done. Remember, we're going for the early tank push. We did point that out earlier with the tank production. So Clem is not stopping. He's rallying everything he can across the map. He's here to end the game. He's here to end it. He can get within range of the gateway, of the cyber core. Yep, he's going for the production. This is one of the benefits here of Last Fantasy. herO trying to engage. Cyber core should go down. And herO, he's not going to be able to hold on here. Yeah, cyber core goes down, gateway as well. herO trying to catch reinforcements, but the rally is not being interrupted. Not yet. Second tank arrives. herO, he will get across the map, and there's not actually much at home to defend, but there's a tank on the way. Yeah, there's a tank on the way. The boys are being pulled. herO just doesn't really have much to work with back at home. He's up against 2 tanks, and very nice target firing. Does focus on the Stalkers, and Clem is snowballing out of control. He will take the series here as he gets up the production. The Immortal is just too far out. He needs more time. He needs the Immortal. Pylon goes down. The Autosis Pylon, everything gets depowered. Ay, ay, ay. And herO just cannot engage. Can no longer engage here. As the Robo is back up and running, he's got the Immortal on the way. I mean, the Immortal will help, but there's just too much buffer. There's too many Marines. And he's going for the Robo. Yeah, the boys are being pulled. The Immortal does pop. Gets 1 tank. There's 2 tanks left. Down to 2. Down to 1. 1 tank. Oh god, brutal connection. Brutal tank volley. And again, Clem, he has done it. Like, he snowballs out of control. The first drop got too much damage. It really set the pace for this game. herO unable to deny the drop, unable to stop the push, unable to catch reinforcements. And with that Clem, he will be able to make it through. herO trying to warp in whatever he can, getting a handful of Stalkers. But blinking into 2 tanks is not going to be easy. It's not. He's going to go for it though. He blinks in. Oof. He blinks in, takes on Liberator, but he will lose almost everything in the process. Again, the tanks do punish. The natural is going to go down. Blinks in once again, but GG gets called, and Clem, he will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Hyper aggression out of Clem, as Clem was able to take game 2 and game 3. Game 2 went for Proxy 2-Rax Marauder, and game 3 here he went for a big 2 base all-in, or 1.5 base all-in, just rallying everything across the map, going for tank production, going for the Liberator as well, going for Viking support, just rallying everything he could, and eventually got on top of the production and broke herO. GG. GG, well played. There's a world out there where if herO was able to minimize losses against the first drop, if he was able to keep his Robo powered and finish the first Immortal in time, then there's a world where maybe he could defend. But GG. GG, well played.